Hello, and welcome to Emerald Origin. I am Martha. The following is a channeled message on the transmutation of fear and anxiety from my higher self, Origin. Origin is the purest expression of love, light, and source energy. As Ascension continues to raise the vibrational frequency of all living things, it is difficult for our lower 3D manifestations to make sense of the changes. Hence, our primary reaction is fear, because we are programmed by our limbic mind to fear the unknown. In this way, our 3D mental body takes over and goes into one of three reactions, or all three, which is freeze, flight, or fight. All of these are fear reactions that are based upon the egoic identification of danger or trauma. And why does this happen? Because we identify solely with our lower 3D manifestation and physical vessels. We do not remember who we are, and therefore we do not actually trust ourselves. We've forgotten that we are energy first and foremost, not simply this physical vessel. And as such, we are eternal. Energy cannot die. We have brainwashed ourselves to identify solely with the external embodiment of the physical, so much so that we forget to trust in our greatest ally, which is our higher consciousness and true manifestation or energetic blueprint. The anxiety or fear-based role of the egoic reactions of the lower self are very important in the preservation of our physical vessel. Do not get me wrong. But metaphorically, our physical vessel is the mouse upon which the god Ganesh rides. So the key is to know when fear is of beneficial use to us and when it is not, and to learn to control it and act accordingly. The key to successful management of fear is to control the ego and the intellectual body. Our minds are the tools of ego, and they play tricks on us through overthinking and paranoia. To use another metaphor, the egoic mind is an extremely intelligent 2-year-old who thinks it must run the show. But the very fact that we place the burden of survival upon the shoulders of a 2-year-old can cause us great anxiety. So, like dealing with any 2-year-old, boundaries must be put in place, honoring the contribution of the intellectual input, but trusting the intuitive, emotional response of the higher consciousness to override the intellectual body like a loving parent. Letting our intuitive body or higher consciousness to take the control away from the intellectual body, while simultaneously valuing the intellectual body's contributions to a situation, is the key to this management. Put simply, letting our emotional body, through intuition or gut feeling, to calm the overactive intellect and take charge of the vessel responses to any situation. This is called following your heart and not your head. In this way, the ego is regulated and calmed from its tizzy of trying to control and rule everything, and is loved into a position of trust in the higher self. Many call this process killing the ego, but nothing could be further from the truth, because the ego is vital to the preservation of our physical vessels that we embody. And killing off vital portions of one's manifestation is hardly self-loving. But this process of going within and trusting one's higher consciousness and gut intuition will gradually quell fear and anxiety. What it does is fundamentally change our programming and our reactions to experiences of contrast, from fear and anxiety of the unknown to understanding of the function of the contrast and its important lesson in the ascension process. Our reaction to triggers becomes calmer, more measured, and we react with greater love and kindness to the source of the trigger. It allows us to assess physically dangerous situations with greater clarity. If you would care for the benefit of a meditation and activation that calms fear and anxiety and promotes the beneficial transcendence of higher consciousness in your day-to-day life, then please do not hesitate to visit my website, emeraldorigin.org. In the meantime, thank you for your time and attention in listening to this channeled message. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Live and love. I am Origin.